Button.
Man's been acting, tell me the truth now.
Yeah. The record button has been pressed. Yeah? Alright. So the brother just asked me a quick question. At least I need to promote. Go and support black businesses, man.
Ask the question again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's get it, baby.
Like I'm on the news.
Rack City, baby, Rack City. Hey, you been getting in, you know?
But it's still debating. I only got East still over there.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get you some more. I'm gonna review. No, I'm not gonna review. I ain't got no time to review a video. But I'm gonna shout you out. I guarantee you, yeah, by the end of next week, yeah, we'll have 400 subscribers.
Content over everything.
Everything now, dog.
Go.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get it.
So,
Is it on?
Yeah.
Fresh food down there?
Yeah.
right, so I'm asking a question. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about the Illuminati quite recently, and especially symbolism in music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've noticed you today, you've got the triangle, and I believe that, is it the Eye of Horus? Yeah. And across, and what looks like a keyhole across. I don't even know what this one is. What does this mean to you?
All right. Yeah. First of all, yeah, before we even go in there, I just want to shout it out, yeah? Because right now, this is, Kissman's Productions. All right? So everybody who wants one of these hoodies, exclusives, yeah, best smoke hoodie, yeah, go on to Kissman's Productions and cop yourself one, right? And you already seen it, yeah? You not saw it last week, though? But it's a next thing. It's a mad thing right now. Red, black, and green, right? Kissman's Productions yet again. So please go there, make your purchases. What is it? You add people, follow people on Instagram, do that, yeah?
The Kissman say she had one for belly.
Boy, she may just do it, She may just do it for you. Oh, man. So so back to the question itself, like what are these symbolisms all about, right? Yeah. So all these symbolisms there, has, technically been taken over by, the West, so to speak. So you hear Christianity, they have the Eye of Providence, which is kind of like the triangle with an eye in the middle. You have Illuminati, Freemasonry, whatever these different, cults, or I don't even know, wherever you see them from, okay? But these things didn't originate there. They originated back in Africa. Heartland, mainland Africa, right? Yeah. Where we actually were the first on record, on paper, to introduce the sciences of geometry. So shapes such as triangles, architecture, astronomy and astrology, and all the things there. Them ways there, yeah? So right here we have the Eye of Heru, or Eye of Haru. In Greek, where it's Horus, right? Yeah. So this symbol here, okay, is called a wajet in the language, yeah? Wajet, or waju. And it's kind of the root, or it is the root, okay, in words such as Moses, in words such as Joshua or Jesus, okay? It's that principle called Shua. Shua literally means to be drawn, or to be saved, or to be whole, or to be, to make healthy again, basically. That's the root of it. So this symbol represents being made whole again. So there is a moment in your time where you've been weak, where you've been, crumbled, where you've been ill and so forth. But this represents coming back to life again, coming back into your wholeness, coming back into your purity, coming back to your strength again, who you're supposed to be. Usually we have the symbolism of Africa as well there. Yeah. It's kind of showing everybody that we're trying to bring forth this renaissance of Africa. You had the European Renaissance, you had the Arab golden time, that type of Renaissance. We're now trying to bring this back. Like right now, we're trying to create the new Africa. You dig what I'm saying? The new Africa.
So would you also say it represents resurrection as well?
So it represents resurrection.
In that aspect, it represents Jesus.
Yes.
Or Yeshua based on the resurrection.
There you go. That's where it comes from. And again, when you got it right here, it's called the Ankh. Okay. It's another Egyptian hieroglyph or word in the language, which literally means life or life eternal. Right? So you have the cross for the Christians. We have the Ankh, and it represents eternal life. So once you've been made whole again, once you become into knowledge of self, you got your knowledge of self, you know your history, you know your legacy, you get back your name, you get back your economic power, you get back who and what you are supposed to be as a man, a family, a community, and so forth, right? You're going to make sure you preserve it. Okay, and that preservation now has eternal life towards it, where it's continually lasting. So that's what this whole symbol represents right here.
Yeah, I'm
All
glad
right.
you've cleared that up for me. But I want to understand, like, do you believe that the symbol has any magic? Any magic? Because I know that a lot of the symbolism that's used in music,
Yeah.
it has like a magic element to it, like more than just what it represents.
Yeah.
Like people are using symbols to what I've been reading, The Alchemist,
Yeah.
and I've been
Kabbalah.
and I've been introduced to the Kabbalah. I've not read it
Mystery
yet.
system,
Yeah,
yes.
but what relevance would you say it has to those books?
Okay, so in terms of magic itself, right?
Do you believe in magic for a start?
No. No, I don't believe in. Okay,
Under its modern definition.
That's the crazy one. Yeah, in the modern definition, we have something called Heka in Egypt or ancient Egypt or Kemet, right?
Okay.
And most of the time, that word Heka is translated into being magic, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But what it really means, okay, is we have a principle called Ka. Ka is to do with your, how can I put it, the hidden aspect of you. It's kind of like your mind or your spirit double, basically, right?
Yeah.
So we have something where you have that inside of you, right? That's you, yeah? Like your spirit, like
Yeah.
who you are, basically, okay? Your personality and all those other types of, principles that align with it. Then we have something called Who. Who is authoritative utterance. All right, authoritative utterance. If I say something to you,
Sounds like law of attraction or something.
there
like
you
that
go.
coming along.
There
Yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
So if I say something,
Yeah.
right, it can affect your
Power of words.
Yes,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go. So
yeah.
we have that principle.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, yeah, people may see these symbols, which is another form of communication, another form of words, right?
Yeah.
And it has a powerful impact and effect upon you.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you're only going to have that impact upon you if you're clued up on it.
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah,
for
yeah,
example, you may see the symbol
Yeah.
and be like Illuminati,
Yeah,
and some
yeah.
people might like hate him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Illuminati. He's
Yeah.
this. Like that's you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the power of symbolism or imagery that communicates
Yeah,
something
yeah,
to
yeah.
your spirit.
I hear that, I
That's
hear
the
that.
only form of magic that I'm aware of, right?
Yeah.
And we utilize that same form of magic, as you quite rightly said, the law of attraction.
Okay.
That's one of our that's where we got that. As above, so below, Kabbalion, all of those things there that we do operate and work with these things. And most of the things that you find in Kabbalism, Freemasonry, and all the other esoteric societies does stem back to ancient Egypt or Kemet itself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense still, because people are attaching meanings to symbols, and it has a desired effect on, especially when as you say, the media puts it out there to have its effect on certain people. It does. It's people that are searching Illuminati are searching it for a specific reason, but they're not really clued up as to what you sign to be.
Yeah.
Another question I wanted to ask is about matter. There's a book, apparently, an ancient Egyptian book called The Hidden Properties of Matter. I don't know if you've ever heard about this book.
Hidden properties of matter.
But someone introduced me to the idea of this book and gave me the idea that it basically says that you could, if you learn to control matter,
Yeah.
or what we know to be matter, then you could basically think about something and make it appear. Do you not believe at all in that aspect of, when I want to say magic again?
Okay,
that
so-
you could create something out of nothing
Yeah.
in that sense?
My brother, right here. Good, yeah? So yeah, I do acknowledge that, and I do accept that, and I do hold on to that. But I don't hold on to it in its how can I put it? I don't hold on to that in its Hollywood style.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
I
I
don't
hear
think
that, I
if
hear
I think
that.
of something right now, it's gonna pop, manifest, and just appear, right? It's much more of like a hyperbolic, basically exaggerated speech or poetic speech has been stated. So if you've ever, you learn about the law of attraction, if you worked that in your life itself, you understand.
I understand how the law of attraction works in the way that you've explained it and the way that I
Yeah.
read it. I
So-
read The Secret to start off with, and that's
Yeah.
what introduced me to the law of attraction.
There you go.
Do you know anyone that does believe in that? But and in fact, not even do you know anyone that does believe in that form of magic. But when I first read parts of the Bible,
Yeah.
I was interested in magic specifically.
Yeah.
And I went to the index and I looked up the word magic because I was in jail at the time, and someone said to me, Psalms 35, I'll never forget, it's a protection psalm. And for me, I was on a court case or whatever, and if I wanted to get away with what I'd done, grab this psalm, write down certain things, put it in my trainer, take it into court,
Yeah.
and then this would happen.
Yeah.
So for me, being also a spiritual man as well, and and being wary of what people are saying to me, I thought, let me see what the Bible says about magic specifically.
Yeah.
I went to the index, found magic, found a page that correlated with it, and it said that man should not fuck about with magic. Like, you shouldn't play with magic. And also you hear about stuff like Ouija boards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your opinion
Okay.
on that?
So again, I've only got one concept of magic, right?
Yeah, and,
which is
and you don't believe in it.
I've only got one concept of magic from the comedic standpoint, which is, manifesting things via your speech, right?
Yeah.
That's the only magic that I'm
or
aware
constantly thinking about
of. Yeah,
something.
that's the magic I only know. Like, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. You see what I'm saying?
I hear that.
That's all I deal with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the concept. We internalize the concept of Ra. So that means Ra is like the creative force in Kemetic mythology, right? Ra is also your mouth and the utterance out of your mouth, right?
Yeah.
We believe heavily, I'm going to utilize the word believe right now, heavily in the power of the tongue, or the power of your speech, basically. So whatever we say, okay, we're very careful with it, because we know it can manifest. And our words are not like any other man's words. Our words are God's word. If we've been trained in a Kemetic school or temple system, we understand our words are God's words. Right? So anytime I speak, I make sure it's in line with whatever God is and what He has to say. And I manifest that through my speech only. So in that instance, that's the only magic I'm saying I acknowledge and I believe in. But there is the other magic that people talk about, which is there's illusionary magic. It's illusions, right? It's not real. It's not reality.
You can't explain it though.
Sorry, but illusionary magic?
Or you can explain the meaning of illusion.
Yeah.
As in, like it looks like something's happening.
Yeah.
But if you see an illusion, would you not be swayed round to the idea that it's more than an illusion?
Nope, never. I know it's an illusion, right? But my heart, I'm not going to lie to you, my heart would want to believe in something more. But my rational system acknowledges and knows this is not part of the natural world, right? This is not part of the natural world. This is something else. It's a trick. It's an illusionary trick that's taking place. Like, we have to kind of make sure we can distinguish it. I hear what you're saying,
but I've heard that a few times today. Like, when people get given a concept that they've already decided, like, there's no, I'm not going to listen to that. I can't acknowledge that from what I believe. I can't be swayed.
Yeah.
Who was I? I was watching a Muslim and a Christian here arguing about that David Lynn and the other, the Christian from America, Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And a Muslim from obviously London. Yeah. And he was saying basically to the Christian, look, if you can convince me about Christianity being like the proper faith to follow, then I'll convert right now. But I didn't think he would. Even if he heard something that really did convince him, I feel like he could just shut the door sometimes. Yeah. And I find that hard to handle right now.
Definitely.
You know
and I hear what you're saying. If we use that as an analogy towards magic itself, right?
Yeah.
So for me, if I know it's an illusion, I can't be swayed to think that it's factual. If it happens, okay, and I'm not expecting it to be magic, and I see it, I'm going to be like, what the bomb is that?
Like everyone else.
I'm, we're going to say outside of the realms of knowing it's illusionary magic and it takes place right in front of my eyes, right? And it's not supposed to be a trick, or it's not presented in the way of being a trick, I would have to think to myself, bro, I've never seen that happen in my life.
So you would reevaluate your beliefs then, is what you're saying?
I would have to reevaluate or investigate the situation what had just happened.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And a person like me, I'm going in hard. Like, I need to know what just happened right there. Until I know, I'm not stopping. That's just the person who I am. You see what I'm saying?
That. But what you're saying is, until you know how the trick is done, you're not going to accept it as anything other than an illusion.
No, because I won't know it's an illusion at that time, right? Something just happened. I think
I understand what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
But I think you're kind of like, I don't know if to say you would just blanket avoid.
So let me give you an example. Yeah, if you went like, we're just talking normally. We're not thinking about illusions right now. And you just went, and then fire just appeared out of your hand right there. I'm standing back thinking, I'm perplexed right now, right? Because I'm not seeing it as a magic trick. I'm not seeing it as an illusion. No. I'm just thinking like,
how did that happen?
How?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course.
How?
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you how.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm not going to tell you though.
Show man, G, show man, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to be like, okay, like, do I have the opportunity to investigate your hands right now? Like, I'm going to check
and
to
you
see.
probably would though. Like, that's not, like,
I'm going to be like, yo, fam, like, hold
David
on.
Blaine does that kind of
Hold
stuff,
on.
right? He does that kind of stuff.
Bro, you got sandpaper hands, innit? That's what it is. That's what I got you, G. Sandpaper hand, you done that, you blew it at the same time.
Just for the record,
fire just came out.
Man's creamy skin today.
Cocoa butter, yeah, cocoa butter, yeah. So I would have to investigate. I'm not going to discount it straight away because I don't know if it's an illusion or not. I'm still thinking, how did it happen?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm going to be open and objective. How did it happen? But if you said like, okay, welcome Kalam to the illusionary, like show of no steads, and I'm like, okay, I'm here.
Look,
I'm here.
I like it.
I'm here. Okay,
Respect,
okay.
brother.
And then you do that same trick. It's an illusion, right? Because I'm stepping into the realms of illusion. But if you're just gonna do it straight off the bat, I'm thinking like, okay, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it's crazy because like when I talk about magic, I've watched magicians like Darren Brown and David Blaine, and I've seen the kind of illusions that you'd say that they perform, and some of them are really, really convincing and really, really scary at the same time.
Yeah.
Especially when they mix in all the Eye of the Horus and all these kind of things and the stories that go with it. Do you know what I mean? And then we start talking about, black magic and all those kind of things. So, you know what I mean? Like, and I've been arguing with like family members and friends about believing in things like out of the ordinary, like God and like things like magic and stuff that we can't explain. And everyone just shuts me down all the time, like, "Oh, you watch too much YouTube and that." But me, I'm just like curious, as curious as everyone else here that I've seen today.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
There you go.
But yeah, I appreciate your opinions on what you've given me today.
And it's good to keep like an open mind, like for real, never shut things out. Like, don't ever discard things. That's a fact right there. Don't ever discard things. Like, for me personally, when you're talking about magic and the rest of it, I have never seen it to be true. I've never proven it. Like, I've never proved it.
No one's ever performed magic to you.
Yeah, nobody's showed me like the Ouija board, all those things there. Showed me hard evidential facts that this actually occurs.
Would you do a Ouija board?
Or have you done a Ouija board?
You see that now that's a good one, right? That's a good one. Now that's the good one, yeah. Like, and this is gonna show me how to be a hypocrite, right? And I want to be open and honest with you to show you that I know when my hypocrisy is there, and I know when I have a belief system that I should struggle to fight against, right? So me personally, as a person who likes to investigate, I'll be like, fam, show me that thing.
Yeah.
But I'm more of like Lord number 26, yeah. Keep your hands clean. So brother, show me that thing, fam. Show me this, like, I'll set up the cameras just in case, family. Just in case, we'll set up the cameras and you two do the thing. I'm gonna be in the other room looking in, and that's gonna show my hypocrisy to let you know, that my acculturation or my cultural background, like, talks about the possibility of these things, right?
That's exactly what we do when we watch movies, though, right? We're in the other room looking in and then deciding not to believe that we're just calling it.
But in a movie, we know it's not kind of. It's not real, basically.
No, you can't say that.
In a movie.
In a movie, you think it's not real. Because
In a movie,
of like what we're talking about now, we can't imagine
Jeez,
it to be real.
You don't go next level. This is Matrix level right here, you know. Listen, you have to go to the next level.
If you
with
just said
this.
documentary, I know where you're coming from. But if you said a movie where there's a script and everything set up, then I'm not gonna. Some people might take it like.
Yeah, but when they produce movies, they're putting that out for us to confuse them. Like when we're looking at all this,
Don't get
Some people might be, but you're asking me personally, I ain't getting confused.
There's
by
some
that shit.
juju in that still.
Like even the Matrix, like mum be sitting like with no intelligence, thinking, oh, it's just a movie. There's they're doing
the
kung fu and all that.
concepts,
But then you
yeah,
look into like you look at the videos that say, oh, actually, well, when you see Neo going to fight against Agent Smith, he goes into a cross shape and it means this and this is what.
So there is a
Do you know
deeper
what I mean?
symbolism.
There's more symbolism.
And that's
Symbolism,
what
yeah.
we're talking about the magic here again, when we're talking about Heka or Hookah, okay, which is like the authoritative utterance, that's affecting your spirit. So there is this communication via symbols or via a movie that's really affecting your psyche.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Making you
saying?
think, what's going on here?
That's
like?
real magic. That's what we're talking about. That's real magic right there.
Yeah, I hear that
Because
kind of
that
magic.
could
I understand
open you up.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Absolutely.
You dig?
Absolutely.
This is big boy conversation.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
This is
enjoy it. I don't know how much
this is
longer I
the
can
next
go
level,
there.
you know. See, man, this way you need to just, grab a little spliff, and just sit down and just enjoy the conversation and open up your mind, baby. Open up your mind. Although, like on camera and on the record, Okay, I do not
Condone.
I do not condone the smoking of any type of substance. Okay, I have children watching and I don't do it. Personally, I'm not real though. Personally, I don't actually, you know, on a day-to-day basis do those types of things.
Yeah, me neither. To be
Yeah.
fair.
You know?
Just on a month to month.
Oh, just on a month-to-month basis.
Annual thing.
You know.
I hear that. Yeah, respect anyway.
Alright,
Respect.
brother.
I don't know what else to say on the matter, but you've answered questions that I wanted answering. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
buddy. I listen. Let's get it. This is the new age Illuminati, baby. The new age Illuminati. I ain't gonna lie to you. I may just be a member.
Oh, yeah.
I may just be a
I've got a question
member.
for you though.
Yeah.
Because I've been talking to him about Lucifer.
That membership card is slowly getting revealed.
Hey. And listen, on what I say, yeah, the Illuminati. Most of you guys hear the Illuminati, but what does the word Illuminati mean?
Enlightened ones,
yeah,
illuminated
enlightened,
Cold,
yeah.
G.
The ones with knowledge.
So what the hell,
This
bro?
is where I'm going next.
I want to know. So who don't want to be the Illuminati?
So this is where I'm
Who
going.
don't want to be illuminated?
So what's your
I don't know,
understanding?
you know.
Every man here who's spiritual is talking about they want to go into the enlightenment. But technically speaking, yeah, once you go into the Illuminati, that's just halfway. That's the halfway stage. You need to go to the endarkment. Okay, that's where the power is at. Back to black, baby. Back to black. Get to it.
So how would you connect that with Lucifer then?
I don't believe in Lucifer, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about
Or
that.
people's understanding of Lucifer.
So Lucifer. Okay, so you can go
In
into
terms
that.
of the
We can
So,
go
Illuminati.
so
into
you're not a
that.
religious man then?
No.
You're not religious. Okay, just clear that up.
All right. So Lucifer, the concept of Lucifer, okay, you have the religious understanding of Lucifer, then you have the intellectual understanding from a religious background on an esoteric version of Lucifer. So Lucifer is coming from Lucifer.
So the etymology.
Yeah, he is Luke, Cipher, Luke. Okay, so he is basically, yeah, he is the light bearer basically.
with light,
yeah.
that's right.
So
Morning
Lucifer
star.
from the Greek, Luke meaning light, and then
My name's
Zephyr or
Luke.
Fer.
My name's Luke.
There you go. It means like
We're Lucifer.
bringer.
I never even connected that there. But yeah.
There you go. You
I said I did I connect your name?
And Lucifer, the sun
don't know
in the
about that, I don't
morning.
know about that, I
I'm
don't know
gonna
about that.
chase you out of here.
This is a mad thing.
Alright, so yeah, you heard that. So he's the bringer of the light, right? He's the bringer of knowledge and truth and all that good stuff, right? So for example, they will take the Bible concept and say, look, in the Bible, right here, Lucifer came and brought you the knowledge of good and evil. He also gave you to eat from the tree of life or something like that as well, right?
Influence, yeah.
So there you
So
go.
they say.
So now, what happened in there? So most people who are coming from the Luciferian standpoint, yeah, will say, look at that. God was the one who lied to you. Because God said, in the very day that you eat of this fruit, you would what? Die. You would die. You would die
I'm
first
aware
of
of
all.
self and all
Yeah,
that.
you die, right? They ate from it. Did they die? No, they never died, right?
Probably
So-
not died in the sense of like death as we see it, but died in the sense of like being pure.
It could possibly go that
So
way.
then it's interpretation.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do
yeah.
they-
Possibly
what do they mean by
it could possibly go that way. But then what did Lucifer said? He said, yeah, that the day, like when you eat of this, yeah, God is like what it is that you will become like one of us. You become like the gods.
the Elohim.
You know what I mean? It's there. And kind of secretly, that's what I'm trying to teach everybody, is to become like the gods. For real, because we need knowledge of good and bad. Most people
According to
who
the
are
Gnostic text.
there you go. Most people who are religious, they only want to have only see things from one angle. And what I'm trying to teach these people, unfortunately, yeah, they see me this way, yeah. But guess what? You guys are what? The Dajjal. The Dajjal in Islamic text is the one-eyed individual. He's one-eyed. He's one-eyed. And what that means to be one-eyed is only to see things from one perspective. Not being able to see things from both perspectives.
Limited sight.
You see what I'm saying? And it's only even seeing things from a destructive nature. So for example, we have the eye of Ra, we have the eye of Heru. So this right here is eye of Heru. This represents the positive nature of God, right? And then you got the eye of Ra, which actually shows the destructive nature. So most people are only moving on the destructive nature. Yeah, my brother. Only moving on the destructive nature rather than having both perspectives. What I talk about, because you got the Hebrew text talking about the left-hand side or the right-hand side. One on each side, has two different types of powers, right? So we're going into some Kabbalism now. It's some heavy information. One side represents mercy, and the other side represents wrath or judgment, right? You see what I'm saying? That's what Ra represents, judgment and wrath. To burn things up, to consume things and so forth. It's proper judgment. Then you got the left-hand side, which is showing mercy and to bring things back to life again and to help and to nurture and them ways then to be generous, right? But the Dajjal now, he's not going to be moving with both ability to discern. ability to have knowledge of good and evil, he's only going to be moving from one angle, which is the destructive nature, and he's come here to consume and destroy and deceive and so forth, right? But we're trying to bring it back to the people to say you need to be both-eyed. Some people are just one-way inclined, like, yes,
what I was
like,
saying
here you go, come, and get walked over every day. Then some people are a bit too aggressive in nature, and then they're like, fam, stay far away from that individual. You know what I'm saying? But now you need to have ma'ats. You need to be on that scale right there, where you have true justice, where you could discern things and you can have balancement, and you can know, like, like one instance, when you do something wrong to me, all right, my brother, cool, I turn the other cheek. But if you keep on doing and doing and doing, and you're not learning the lesson after I've educated you, then guess what? I need to come down with my judgment on you. It's like a child. Like, you can tell them, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You sat down, and it's not even their fault yet, because you haven't sat down to their level and told them, like, this is the reason why I'm telling you not to do it, because there is this and that consequences. Once you put them on notice that way, that's when you can execute judgment on them. You know what I'm saying? That's your ability to see with both eyes. And if they do something bad, you beat their little blood clot.
I hear that still, I hear that. But I think that's what I was saying as well, like, being able to, like, discernment is one of my favourite words as well, good judgment. And I think no one would be here if no one wasn't curious. Even the ones that say they're sure, I believe, are still curious in some way. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for someone to convince them of something that they don't already know. I don't believe anyone's fully shut down. I just feel like sometimes, as you put it a minute ago, you know, some people are afraid to be, or show that they have a bit of hypocrisy inside them. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Through fear of what people are gonna, people might say, oh, you're not really about this thing, if you admit that you're actually not sure. And I believe that. I believe that.
Real talks. We saying, baby, we getting back into the esoteric. What we doing? Where we going? Because I know you got that info.
Question on that. Well,
Like,
I would say that.
you're there asking me questions. I should be asking you questions.
You can ask me questions.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
But in terms of the Luciferian aspect, where you was talking about Lucifer's role in the Garden of Eden, and Yahweh being the negative influence, which is kind of coming from the Gnostic text that talks about Yahweh having a mom. Have you heard that? Named Sophia.
Oh yeah, wisdom. Oh yeah. So you have
The
the
Gnostic text, and she kind of created him by accident, and she understood Yahweh to be a negative force, who then created matter and created us. And then once she realized what she'd done and the mistake that she'd made, she then came down to help mankind, which is again where the story of the serpent came in, and so she's kind of like our savior. But it also ties into the Sumerian text. So I was going to say, have you got any understanding of that?
Yeah. So which one, of the Gnostic or the Sumerians?
Well, both. Is this all tying in with the Egyptian and Sumerian? Because I know obviously they coexisted at the same time. But then the Gnostics that came after, they're basically, and I suppose the Christian or Judaic version of obviously being influenced by Sumeria and Egypt. So would you say that it's kind of obvious?
They're all connected. To be honest with you, because you're now talking about like the ancient knowledge seeping into Christianity right now. So symbolic speech. So when we're talking about Yahweh and Sophia and all these things here, we're not actually talking about literal beings. We're talking about, you know, what the concept represents. So for example, the concept Sophia, or the principle Sophia, do you know what the word Sophia means? No. Okay, Sophia means wisdom. So you see what I'm saying? So it's wisdom now coming down, understanding that I've created something or made something and it's not too good. I can discern it now. Like, so now let me try to fix that problem. You see what I'm saying? So you have to, I haven't gone into the Gnostic text for a little while, for a good year and a half now. So I know what you're bringing up. I'm thinking you're bringing up sugar. I know where you're bringing it up from as well. You know,
I don't know which gospel it is. We were talking about the Peter today. Philip. And because Peter was dealing with, you don't need the church, you don't need bishops. Philip was talking about,
you're going into some
we can all be, we are all children of God. And then you got the Mary Magdalene one that was dealing with the feminine authority, if you want, because apparently Mary Magdalene was the next in line when Jesus left, metaphorically, because obviously we deal with Jesus as a metaphorical aspect. But in the story, she was one that was left as the authority once Jesus weren't there. And apparently Peter, was it Peter that got upset the fact that Jesus left her in charge? Until the other disciples says, well listen, she was chosen by Jesus. So I'm not going to go against that because she was chosen by the chosen one. So therefore, do you know what I mean? And I just find that so interesting and how people have left that shit out. And I feel so in line when it comes to that knowledge. We can all become children of God, and we don't need priests and shit.
Yeah.
I felt that all along, even though I've never really known this until recently. It's always like I felt it in my heart, and I feel that's why I feel close to these religions, but just not in the way that these lot manifest it.
There you go.
In the way these guys are manifesting it, I
can't get down with it, baby.
But I know somewhere deep down, when I was talking about astrotheology last time, you were saying,
bruv, and I was like, yo, come on, G. This is what I'm saying. Like I'm here now, like. I'm upset because I haven't read these texts in so long, where I can actually vibes with you, because you know more information on it than me right now.
Enough information. It's mad how much information you've got, and you've got all these texts in your book as well, right? All these things that you've learned.
Hold on. You got a book coming out?
I've got a book.
Listen, plug it, baby, plug it.
900 pages.
Because you know what, hold on, real quickly, I feel dumb right now because I'm conversing with a lot of these people, right? And when I speak to you now, I'm like, finally, like you're elevating me right now. I'm going back to something.
Yeah, I like it.
You just raised the bars right now.
You took it to the next level with the Sophia and your understanding of where the Horus. I didn't understand that it was two eyes.
Yeah, 2 eyes.
I only understood that it was the eye of Horus. I thought Ra was
I
more
knew
to do
this.
with the sun.
I knew this.
I thought Ra was more to do with the sun symbol.
They're both eyes, one for good and one for evil, recognizing both good and evil, right?
See,
that's how I understand it.
So that's what I'm saying. Knowledge that
yeah.
comes together in it. We all contribute to it. But I got a book out. It's 900 or something pages. I might even split it up into like 6 different books. Basically, it's
hopefully an audio book as well.
Yeah, definitely an audio book. I've kind of already done that because when I was going through the edit, I was reading it to myself. And it was easier to just record my voice reading it, and then I'm listening back to it. So I've kind of got an audio, but I'm better off getting somebody to read it off. But it's basically 13 chapters. It's to do with the logic of the human species, I've called it so far, and it's to do with the stupidity of human beings. And it talks about the history of pink and blue for girls and boys, and the gender roles of people.
Symbolism, colours,
symbolism,
psychology,
where swear words and language come from, and its
good.
inferences, and how we've given these things power, like you say, through the spoken word. Chapter 12 is about religion, where I've gone through all this: Gnosticism, Beta Israel, Khazars, the history of the Russian Empire, all that stuff there. 13 is to do with a resource-based economy. I don't know whether you heard of a documentary called Zeitgeist. Right? And I think it was the third one. This Zeitgeist basically represents a system called the Venus Project. The Venus Project by Jacques Fresco. Peter Joseph was championing it in his Zeitgeist movie, but Jacques Fresco, who's now passed away, was now pushing a system called the resource-based economy, where since the 1930s, we've been able to live in a efficient, responsible manner where we use resources as opposed to money, and we equitably allocate these resources. Now, obviously, there's arguments as to whether we could truly achieve that based on the corruption of mankind, but we've never had a system where we've been able to adopt it. And even
not in our time.
Not in our time.
That's how it started, apparently.
And even communism was never manifested. It was never, the Communist Manifesto was never manifested. It was never actualized or realized. It was taken over by Lenin and then Stalin, who then used the dictatorial version of communism, of socialism. So you have a lot of people that talk about communism these days as being a corrupt entity. The United States was fighting it as some kind of corrupt entity, but we've never really had a true socialist system that's for the people. Never. So we don't know what it's gonna give birth to, because we've never had it. So basically it'll be coming out soon, next couple of weeks. I'm just trying to get the pictures in place and stuff, and it'll be a good read, man. Even if I do say so myself.
All right,
it's a big book.
Jedi was arguing that in that video. I'm not sure if you sent it to me, but he was saying if we wanted to plant something, we could do it right here. You remember? Did you watch that video? It's like, we could just do it here. Like, everyone get together. All you need is 200 people, and we could get it started.
Yes,
see that video?
I remember that.
But like,
I think he was talking. That was like versus Rap Raven as well.
Yeah.
It was versus Raven, innit?
What
was the video called? Yeah, something to do with luxurious prison or something, innit?
Something along those lines.
Yeah, something
like
that.
Because he was saying, like living in
we're living in a luxurious prison, and that we need to come out the system. Raven was saying, well, boy, we need economics to get out. Jedi is saying, nah, fuck the money. We just need to go. We could go on Hyde Park and start planting things. And I could see both sides. I see why we need the money to kind of like get to a point where we buy some land, but I also see where Jedi is coming from, where he's saying, well, you know what? We just need to just get and do it. We just need to be. And
I think the problem is we're too far in now. We're too deep in the society and the way that we're living now to go back. It'll take hundreds and hundreds of years to get back to the stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Scared to lose the comfortability.
To me, I don't see how that's gonna work,
It
bro.
wouldn't happen in our lifetime.
What, just getting up and planting?
We'd have a good idea, but it just wouldn't. It wouldn't.
It's a great idealistic, concept. Is great, but it's just not practical. So, for example, I'm like, let's just do it, man. There's 50 of us here, speakers corner. Let's go.
in
Let's
Hyde Park.
plot it right there.
Gonna get beef.
Nino.
And that's where he said
that's
those
why.
people.
Yeah, that's why I
Come on,
said.
B.
That's why I said
think
we're too far deep into the way that we're living now to put that into effect, because people can't fathom it going any further. As you've said, it's not going to happen.
It's
People
not gonna
can't imagine it happening.
It's not going to
In
happen
that
here.
way.
It's not going to happen here. Right?
there you go.
It's not going to happen
There
here.
you go.
And it can happen here, but you need to own or possess the land
Here
yourself.
we go.
Yeah.
So
You dig
a
what
bit
I'm
of
saying?
both. That's why a bit of both of what they were saying.
Yes.
You need to do what Raven was saying in terms of sort out a bit of economics so you can purchase some land.
Yes.
And then you
Well, yeah, and that-
actualize
And
your...
even then, it's going to be difficulty as well. It can be a difficulty as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
especially in this country,
Coming
right?
off the grid,
Because
yeah.
there is a lot of red tapes, meaning you need planning permission, you need all of these things to go through. Like you even need the community around to even approve it and so forth. So it's a lot of things to go into it. But if we, we were on this, nation building community and so forth, right? So like I'm pretty sure a lot of us are coming from African or Caribbean backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't we? And I'm sure a lot of us, have, houses or land back home.
Assets,
Like we have that, right? So why don't we simply go back home, to our own land, right? And we invite other people
do
who
it.
are like-minded as us
do it.
to do the concept, and we can do it clean, clear, easy out there.
A lot of
It's
that
that simple.
Yeah, but say, I can speak for Jamaica, it's independent,
Yeah.
but it's still ruled by the Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen
Yeah.
is still the owner of Jamaica.
Yeah, the crown land and all them.
That's not even a problem, but does she own the land?
Yeah.
So the meaning, because a lot of it is happening on illegal land, meaning that the people who are doing it, they don't own the land deeds. They don't own the land itself. Do you see what I'm saying?
Are you talking about the common law argument?
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm
Okay,
just talking
okay.
about having your own, purchase your own land.
Okay.
Obviously,
Some-
they colonised the place.
Yeah.
But in the latest law, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's owned by.
Like what Richard Branson's done and bought his own island.
Yeah.
It belongs to him.
Yeah.
And he can do whatever the fuck
You
he
can
wants.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Right now, we need to be looking at like the Arabs. The Arabs, what they're doing?
Palm
They're getting sand and they're creating their own islands.
Okay, yeah.
Like, okay, so we've seen other people doing it. Like, why don't we do the same thing now?
It's true.
You can create your own. Okay, we just get enough money, get enough resources, and let's do exactly the same thing.
That's
the
the
net-
thing,
it's the
that's the thing,
networking.
innit? Getting the money. It's back to money again, isn't it?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
I don't even think it's the
We
money.
was trying to
I
avoid
think,
money
I think
for a
in our
second.
community we have enough money through legitimate resources and illegitimate
We have
resources.
enough
We don't spend
money.
it right.
We just
Yeah, we don't spend it
don't
right.
spend it right. That's why
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking about reparations. Like me silently, I'm just saying that I don't want to get the backlash. I know my community gonna be like, Kalam. Okay, so let me keep my mouth quiet. But I'm just thinking like, okay, all right, you want money back, right? So once you get the money back,
What you gonna do?
what are you gonna do with it? All you're gonna do is give them back
Back
the
the
same
money.
money.
'Cause you ain't got
And
the
you're not even gonna
system.
give them back the same money. You're gonna be in debt because you're gonna borrow money from them and give them back that money as well. And you're gonna be enslaved.
It's true.
You're literally gonna be enslaved,
true.
right? Because more money you have is the more problems you have. You dig what I'm saying? If I now have 100 bags, but I want a £1 million property, I'm not gonna take out a mortgage.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
So because I got more money now, I can now incur more debt.
Yep.
It's long. I don't want reparations.
That's why I would go. Yeah,
I personally don't want reparations.
But if we are gonna get it, I'd take land.
No,
That's what I would.
I don't want no reparations. Before I get
If-
reparations, before I want reparations, I want my people to be in their right minds.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Get them like if you wanna give me money, give money to a community focused organization.
Okay.
Put it into a trust that's gonna work for the benefit of the people itself.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Say, though.
Don't give it to Tom. Don't give it to no. Sorry. Don't give it to Tyrone. Don't give it to Jamal. Don't give it to none of us like that. Yeah. Give it to an organization that's set up as a trust for the beneficiary or for the beneficiary of the people. But even then, when you're talking about
powerful.
reparations, what is the point of them giving reparations to people in the UK? I don't understand it. The only people who should and will be receiving reparations, if it was the time to give reparations, would be the countries themselves.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
But
So it
then-
will be Jamaica, it will be all these different islands that will be receiving the money, but do we have people in the government in place
Because they've been starved a bit already, aren't they?
that's going to be benefiting us rather than serving that
Now
power.
you're talking, that's dangerous talk now. Because now you're talking about actual power.
Yeah.
Because, go on, brother.
That's why I was trying to say that obviously it's going to take the people to be more, like, I don't know, business-minded and independent. Once you got something, you can say, I own my own business and I can affect what you're doing. Now I can start making demands on, right, you did this to us, I'm going to lock off my copper business then, come into your country.
Yep.
If you don't now repay the...
There you go. And you know what you need more than that? You need to make sure you have an army behind you.
Ooh.
Because if you want to do that,
Real talk, man.
if you want to do
Real
that,
talk.
and you may be
Real talk.
you may be in like breach of contracts that we originally had set up, right? So if I can't go through an ombudsman procedure, right, in terms of the government and other governments, foreign governments about this country, about another country, if I can't go through an ombudsman who can sort this out, and you're not going to help me, I'm just going to invade your land because you're weak right now. And I'm going to take that copper reserves.
Then we're going to end up in the same situation what we're in right now.
Exactly.
So it's just like
So
a vicious
what do you mean?
So
What do you
what we
mean?
need
basically what you're saying is like, even if we was to
That's why
get...
you do need the warrior class, you do need the business class, you need everyone to sort of start thinking.
But right now, we don't even need all of that.
Same.
We don't need none of that right now. We need a talented 10. That's what we need.
There's a few men with the right idea, with the right ideas and the
So we need the mindset. And
the mindset.
You need
to
the
complete
mastermind first.
complete
people
the
to
task.
execute
But
it.
in order for the body to move, you first need
The brain.
the mind, to think about the operation. Then you need the energy.
More than just one.
No, it's going to take more. It's going to take
group,
more.
an oligarch.
It's going to take a whole group. It's going to take a whole nation to move in that direction. But first, you need the mind first. You
Synchronized.
need the mastermind group to come together. You need the political
So
science
you
mind.
need a few to move the men. is what
Exactly. You need the business. You need everybody to put forward the plan, okay, that we can now manifest. You get what I'm saying? We need a 5, 10 year, 50 year, 100 year, 300 year plan.
500,000 year
You know what I'm
plan.
saying? That's what we need.
And it needs
But we're
to
not
be
thinking
on
like
Like
that.
the Jewish system, right?
No, it needs to be off camera.
The Jewish system.
That's my point.
Needs to be what?
It needs
That's
to
my
be.
point.
It needs to be off camera. Do you know why it
That's
needs?
my point.
Do you know why it needs to be off camera? And it's not something that is. It's just something that's wise. Who puts their business plan out for the whole world
But you're
to see?
putting it
The same
on
reason you have
camera.
intelligence.
No,
This
this ain't it. This ain't it.
I know.
This ain't
This
the
ain't
plan.
it. Me, nothing. Me and you know, yeah. We talk, yeah, and we do things behind the scenes.
Rolling.
Trust me, yeah. Kemet and Judah and Jew, baby. Chemists and Jews. That's the new takeover.
Absolutely.
Get me. Get me. My brother right here, he's a
go.
straight Kemet. Me,
Absolutely. I'm
I rock,
Kemet. I
I
say
rock
straight
it,
every
baby.
time.
I rock it, baby. You get me?
Yeah, man,
Just-
big words though, for real, big
Yeah, I
words.
like
I
it,
like
I
it.
like
But
Yeah.
we always say big words, and especially that here,
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of big words, and it's good meeting like-minded people. But it still needs to actually
Yes,
manifest.
we need to actually.
You know
Like
what I'm
that's
saying?
the problem with us. We talk a good talk, but we just don't like to like.
Oh, that sonnet thing.
We just don't do nothing with
Speak,
it. Like it needs, like we need to come to, like literally. Like, I've been here for like a good years now, and I'm slowly seeing the
1 year?
change.
Is that it? You just been
No,
here
no,
for a
no,
year?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm slowly seeing the change. I'm hoping and I'm waiting, okay, for you to come down to Speaker's Corner and meet up with like-minded individuals and come with something to offer. You dig what I'm saying?
Some
Come with something
inspiration.
to offer.
Come with some
A plan.
inspiration,
Yeah.
innit?
Raven seems like he's got something.
Yeah, Raven is the man.
Rasbeck.
Raven is the man right now.
Yeah,
Raven is
yeah,
the
Raven
man.
seems like he's
when I
actually
listen to
pushing.
Raven, I'm like,
got an
all right,
actual
Raven,
plan, yeah.
all right, all right.
Which Raven? Which one's
I'm
Raven?
just
Raven was
waiting.
the one that was talking on this earlier. Yeah,
The guy with the Hollywood t-shirt.
Is it Hollywood t-shirt?
The
Yeah,
purple t-shirt. Did I see him? Was I here?
I think you was it at some point.
Yeah,
You was it at
okay.
some point.
Listen, all I'm saying is, yeah, like we need to sit down, like us as a community, we need to sit down with people like Raven and Raven himself,
Yes,
yeah,
Esau.
for him to like put forward his information, right, and see how we can best tweak it and how we can implement it into our own
Yeah,
lives.
what was them 10
ourselves.
you said? The what 10?
The talented 10.
Talented 10. I'm
That's what
feeling
we
that.
need, baby.
I like
Talented
that
10.
Are you going to be trying to organise or put yourself in part of the organisation of bringing people together? Obviously, you're a smart person and you sort of know what steps you need to take.
Yeah.
With another smart, this man here,
Yep.
Raven, and then Rasmet or Jed, and all these different people that are knowledgeable of what plans are to be made.
Yep.
are you and other people willing to sit down and start to make these plans so we can start to get this stuff moving forward?
Of course. Now I'm playing my position right now. I'm playing my position, right? I can come and like start leading things and coming with my own ideas and all those things there, but that's not the purpose. Like the purpose is not for one man to be the front man in charge. Like that's how the man gets sniped real quickly. Like I've learned, you know the way there. I've learned lessons. I'm like, yo, go do your thing, G. Go do your thing, G. No, I'm joking. But no, like our purpose now is to kind of inspire other people who are like-minded to think the way that we're thinking and even think higher than us, for them to come and for all of us to congregate. I want more
Everyone starts
intelligent
behaving in the same fashion, so no one is the front man.
Exactly. I want more intelligent people than me to come down to Speaker's Corner. I want more intelligent people than yourself to come down with some plans, some heavy plans. I want more passionate people than Respect to come down to say, I can galvanize the people.
If that's possible.
All I need is the vision. All I need is the mission, and I'm there. I'm on it. I'm gonna do it. That's what we need right now. All I'm here for right now is to inspire people to come to that way of thinking, right? I'm just trying to slowly. And once we all can kind of come and all our consciousness are lifted to that level, we can now come together in private. I see a lot of men like to talk, they talk on camera, yeah, but we need to do that behind closed doors, right? Get me?
Prince.
Trust me, and everybody else will respect you for that.
Absolutely,
because a lot of times we speak in public and we don't manifest those things. And other people are going to be looking at us like, this guy ain't serious. You said you was going to do this. He ain't done yet. That's why one of my famous principles, axioms is say what you're going to do, but guess what? Do it first. Tell the whole world what you're going to do, but do it first. You see what I'm saying? Let your actions, let your, whatever you produce be your brag and your boast. You see what I'm saying? That should be your brag and your boast, not your mouth.
What is it? Dreams of our actions are just illusions.
Whew. Come on, G. I like that.
Or
I like
be
that.
the change you want to see in the world.
There you go.
Be the change you want to see, yeah.
What I was going to say, I put something to Brother Leon, and I said we should have intellectual corner, right? Where, let's say we go over there, let's say during the day, or even on the grass, and we literally set, set certain rules of how the conduct is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm saying we set that thing.
That's right.
Where these don't want to set their savagery and whatever else, right? So I'm saying we got a clear line.
A monkey business, yeah?
Exactly, I'm saying when they see our show, it's like, right, man learned a lot from that. You get me? In other words, rather than it being, welcome, salam alaikum. Bless you, salam. Take care, man. Get on safe. I'm saying rather than it being an hour show with so many interjections of hecklers and foolishness, even if them same stinky people roll up, yeah? Because of the vibe amongst the main people there, they will quiet down because they will feel pushed out. I'm saying we can't stop them. But once the dominant vibe is, boy, look at the subject matter. So we state the subject. What is this? Because sometimes when you're talking, your mind can go astray.
That's
So
right.
we have it organized. What's the subject matter?
That's right.
What are we trying to prove?
That's
'Cause
right.
I have the three-step process of you have your claim, which is your premise. Then you produce your evidence. Then you demonstrate how your evidence proves your claim to be true.
I like
That's
it.
right.
Basic
Law, man.
something.
I
That's
like
right,
it.
Do you get what I'm
I
saying
like
to
to
you?
deal with them.
What
And
you're
I'm
talking
saying-
about there's the
details.
council, baby. That's
And
the
I'm
council.
saying, just imagine those people watching our team. Because I'm saying it's not even, don't even think this is limited to us sharing this information. Imagine, let's say between a relationship. Imagine a brother was here earlier on, he had his team Facebook Live or whatever, because his missus didn't believe he was here. Right? So what did he do? He made the claim,
He produced
he
his
produced the
evidence.
evidence, and he
He demonstrated it.
So I'm saying it can work in. I'm saying we need to have that as our intellect for life.
Yeah.
For real.
Do you understand?
Teach.
If you and a brother fall out over something, say, bruv, let me try and get it. Do you get me?
That's
This
right,
thing
baby.
about belief, that's their thing.
That's right.
I'm born into savagery. Yeah, I'm gonna force my savagery on. No.
Nah, baby.
I'm saying, look, my objective was to show a clear line between true Islam and these people. I've come at least 75%. Yeah? Where people have demonstrated, they see that. So my next step now is to show that our people, blood. I'm saying, this is Isa the Great. I'm just, I'm looking
Intellectual black shit, baby. Come
You
on.
ripped man up the other day
what's
with the Somali thing. That was interesting.
No, but here's the next thing now. I rename
myself. You know, when I'm doing the arrogant thing, it's a joke thing, right? He said a great black intellectual. Because I'm saying, across the globe, we're known to be fast runners. Good at basketball, anything animalistic, we're good. Sex, whatever else. But the main thing that they say we're inferior is because of the intellect. That's right. So I'm saying, well, let me twist it on its head and say, in fact, if you check history and what we're bringing back, it's something unique about the black intellect.
Oh, that's right.
Do you understand? So let's call it Black Intellectual Corner. Do you get what I'm saying? So where anyone could join, as long as you're civilized. But the kind of theme penetrating is black people are intellectual, fam.
Against popular belief.
Do you understand?
Historically.
Because I'm saying when you step into it, what is this about? This is making sure you understand that we don't need to follow your thing. We've got our own from within us. When I'm dealing with, inshallah, soon I'm going to start showing what is within me as a black man. Looking at the Quran, ancient Kemet and other sciences across the world, what you can say is natural to me. Do you understand? As a black man. So I don't need to read this man's interpretation, that man's interpretation. What have I got in me? Do you understand? Whereas other people are saying a scholar 500 years ago, that man, I'm saying no, I read the text. Now somebody else demonstrate I'm wrong. I'm just saying they can't do it. I'm saying I normally look at my opponents what they got to say before. You get what I'm saying? So we have to set the trend where our children see us looking to other black men, including ourselves. Because if you look at it like this, a lot of people will say so-and-so said. So-and-so's opinion and conclusion was. So-and-so's understanding was. I don't want to hear that. I want to know what was his process via which he came to that conclusion, so I can follow the process
to get him to where,
and know from myself and leave him where he there, and I can do better than him because I know the process now.
Okay.
So then I'll pick them are gonna grow up and respect daddy, fam. You think of all of these others that converted. They're talking about other men that don't look like them. They pick me a grown up. Daddy's looking to some next man. So who are they bloody looking to? Daddy's a clown. Do you understand? I'm just saying that's how it looks.
Yeah.
You'll pick them subconsciously don't even realise that they've been injected with this man is God. Because he's telling daddy what?
It's the white Jesus syndrome, right?
The same thing, bruv. And these are, anyway, but I'm just saying, bruv, whatever it is, I'm saying whether it has to be two different things, because you lot know, well, I'm coming from, bruv, I'm dealing with everything. Because I said Islam are chemic, so we can even, you know what I mean? Brother can say, well, that don't exist, you know what I mean? We can, as long as we're building and people are seeing, brother's coming from an angle, he's saying it's not, whatever it is. And this is what I keep saying, where people that Kalam show came out of a time when we're discussing with actual people with PhD. For instance, there's brothers like Waja'u, who has books where you're teaching Medunetta. There's brother, what's that brother? Amir. What's the guy?
Ngozi, Amir.
Ngozi. What, the American brother? The geneticist.
Right, exactly. I'm saying, despite the heated things we used to have, bro, back in the day, them men they are coming with a thing off the top of their head. This is where his show come about. So now when we're dealing with these type of bloody savage, if they don't understand what he's doing,
it's too far gone.
So when he's coming out with things to remember we're demonstrating people. So when he's giving a living example of if you're insulting, let's say my deities or whatever, the symbolisms in my thing, this is what he's showing a mirror saying this is what you're doing, the equivalent of what you're doing. They don't want to see that. And I'm saying, unfortunately, his show is too far. They come like they can't get past it. As simple as that. You know what I mean? You could try and evolve the monkey and give it injection with steroids and teach it all kind of letters. It's still a monkey. You can try and change the genetics, beam lasers on it. It's still a goddamn monkey. That's a sci-fi movie. You get me? Yeah? But I'm just trying to free my black people from these people. Do you understand? Because a lot of black people don't know to look inside themselves. Once you got the process locked in you, you're going to see some freedom, bro. The same like mathematics. Do I need to be subjective to say 2 + 2 = 4? If I said you 2 + 2, it's the same conclusion we're all coming to. So how come the laws of the universe, the laws of the intellect aren't the same? There's so many things. And I would say with the Quran, when you follow the process that the Quran teaches you to follow, you're going to come to the same conclusion. Because it's based upon the laws of mathematics. You understand what I'm saying to you? Same as Kemet.
You can take it back to that, yes. You can take it back to the...
all of it, all the ancient, bro.
You can connect everything together.
Thank you.
Yeah. The further you go back, the more it all connects together.
Sociology, physics,
definitely.
chemistry, everything in our world was inseparable.
Yes.
It never made sense for it to be separate. Because it's not
man.
separate. Do you understand?
Yeah.
How the hell can chemistry be separate from physics?
Yep.
How the hell can even physics be separate from yourself when you're the one perceiving the physical world? How can that be possible?
Matter on matter.
You need to study your brain
Get
because
it.
it's your brain that's the machine, the detecting machine, that's processing the information that you're investigating. So you have to study psychology in relation to physics. That was us, bruv. Wait till I get into the... Bro, trust me, that's
My
why...
man's deep, you
Where's
know.
that
Hey.
next week? No, he's been.
Hey.
You might
Oh,
have been educating me on some stuff.
Hey, you know what? Let me do this.
You
Let me
might
do
have been
this.
educating me on
Let me
some
just quickly call this. This is
you
Kalam
need to
Corner,
watch
baby.
my still.
Part
You need to
2.
watch-
Hey, listen. Hey, hold on. Hey,
Callum's Corner
COE.
part 2. You brought it
Oh,
out
where
now.
is he, man? You know what I'm saying? Because I was gonna say there ain't no Callum's Corner today because it's late and one of them things there. Listen, this was and is Callum's Corner Part 2, baby. Get it, family. Get it.
Beautiful.
Jeez.
Nah, alhamdulillah, bro. Seriously. From since Kalam Common, I don't even know how, I can't remember how we met up. But when he started the show, man used to call me, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Give him the feedback.
Every show, bro. Every show he was on.
Bro, we used to step to all 6
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say the wrong thing right now. Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Listen, my man here, yeah, is the one who introduced me to Speaker's Corner. I have to humble.
okay.
Like, listen,
I
everybody, you have
had
to
to force
understand, yeah?
Listen.
Like, give reverence and honor, yeah, to man like Issa. Because if it wasn't for Issa, yeah, a lot of like even COE, a lot of these Dawa channels, yeah, wouldn't even be existing in Speaker's Corner.
Okay.
This is the man that brought me to speak against. I'm like, nah, Speaker's Corner, long. He literally had to like force me and drag
Like,
me
no,
to
he's like,
come.
maybe. I was like, no.
Come.
Just, you know what it is? I should just say, meet me in it then.
Trust me.
You get me? For him to come and see, bro.
I had to come.
'Cause I have to give him the angle. Right? I'm not trying to boast.
Trust me.
I'm not trying to boast. I'm just telling you what happened. My point was, it's the angle at which you approach. Because there was other people with a little camera, they weren't doing much. But I'm saying, when you've got your show, I'm saying the angle at which you approach
In correlation
Speaker's
with it,
In
yeah.
correlation. with your show.
And when I
That's
saw
what
it,
pushed me to come. It's the Titans TV that pushed me to come in combination with the Speaker's
me.
Corner
So
thing.
you've seen Callum's thing first?
Yeah, that's what inspired me to come down.
Remember, as he said, the friendly family show. From beginning, and this is why I'm saying his show will be respected. Do you get me? And be seen, you know what I mean, as something representable. Because a lot of our American brothers, unfortunately, they used to swear and cuss and rate. So a lot of mothers, especially in the UK, whatever, they're not going to put that on the TV and
You're not about to sell that thing.
Because what I'm saying is, it's good for the children to watch and listen.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it needs to be something.
It's a
for the
must for them to
Thank
watch.
you.
it's a family,
must.
yeah, it's
Rather
a
watching
family
garbage,
experience. You
stupid
need
cartoon
everybody.
with their subliminal garbage they're teaching you.
That's right.
Just imagine if mommy can just put on something for the pit of them, bro. You know what I mean?
And they can see black men in another light than they
Exactly.
usually used to
Right.
seeing them.
Yeah.
Because what you get to see black men doing is rapping, or acting possibly on TV,
Something opposing.
or what's it called, like
Entertain-
physical sports. That's
Yes.
it. You never get to see like an intellectual black man in the UK. I can only name like a couple, like that you get to see on TV, like a Kalam. And what's about the politician again? What's that politician?
What, black politicians?
Yeah, that black politician, the man.
Boy, you lost me there, bro.
Him. You got my man in Streatham,
lost me.
but you don't get to
He
see
went for
him.
mayor. He went for
Somebody
mayor.
touched him.
Was he not the
Somebody
mayor
touched
at some
him.
point?
Huh? David Lammy, you got David Lammy, but then you also got the other guy, my Igbo brother. Yeah, Chukuma. Yeah, him. But you hardly get to see these people, and it's not something that's relatable to them, to like our
Exactly.
generation and our
We're the
people.
same as them, like later.
You know? We keep it real.
Yeah, them on the, yeah,
We're
yeah.
like-
We keep it real. We're rocking the same guns that they rock.
same
You get
guns.
me? We're talking the
Same
same
guns.
lingo that they talk.
Same
But just
down-to-earth
but
vibe.
just a little bit, we raise the levels just a little bit, okay?
I'm saying
just a little bit.
they have to see whatever they're doing. So if you want to be a basketball player, be a basketball player. But be intellectual about it.
Jeez.
Even study the psychology. You see, bro, when I see
Teach.
I used to play, there was certain man like he used to play games around me like and push it through my legs. I mean, how did this guy keep doing that? I'm thinking I'm ready. Boom. Brother, dunking on me or this thing.
Teach.
I'm thinking, bro, study how you do that. You're just doing it because it's natural to you. But study how.
Trust me.
Get your intellect, whatever it is you're good at.
Trust
Study
me.
physics. If you're one of them, what's them guys that jump up and down on buildings and
What,
free
park-
jumpers,
park-
free
park-
runners?
parquet kind of thing.
Every-
Hey, hold on. If you want to be a roadman as well, yeah? Now, be rude though. Like, I'm not gonna say I was a
Invest your
roadman,
money
but
wisely.
if you want to be a roadman, at least study the roads. Like how as you as being a roadman, yeah, that you're there, you're watching, you're getting your money, you're up, yeah. But how don't you know what pace is? how have you not studied what the police, like your enemy, like we learn Song Tzu.
Your adversary.
Song Tzu, the art of war. Like you need to know your enemy, better than your friends. How do you not know what governs you on the roads?
That's right.
Do you get what I'm saying? How do you not know what the power and authority that police officer has upon you on the roads? How do you not know that you don't need to consent to a search? How do you not know that? Like, yup, I want to search your pockets. Okay, officer. And then boom, they found something on you. Are you operating like that? Like, if you're going to be on the roads, be the best roadman possible. And I'm not advocating it, but I know that you're on that vibe, Be the best roadman possible. Know your surroundings, know your environment, Don't dress like a roadman. Don't dress how I'm dressing right now. If you want to be a roadman, make sure you're rocking some suits and you've got a bloody briefcase. That's how you need to be rolling, trust me. At college, that's how my teachers taught me. If you're gonna do this road thing, make sure you're dressed like the other, because the other, which is like the middle class looking white man, he's got the most drugs on him.
Yep.
But he's walking past sweet. Brother, after I learned this concept, I was wondering, why am I always getting stopped? Am I getting stopped? I'm wearing True Religions, Gucci out. You know the way it's there? Like, I'm just looking like I'm like a 17, 18-year-old guy. Like, where's your money from? Like, why are you wearing these big expensive watches? Where's your money from? You see what I'm saying? I was getting stopped all the time. I said, hold on, let me change this up. Let me change this up real quickly. Let me stop buying roadman car. Let me stop wearing roadman clothes. Let me stop talking like a roadman and conduct myself like the other for a hot second. And I can conduct my business as normal. Start thinking smart, man. Let me put you on some game. Get your bloody game up. Anyway, sorry.
Let me put something into that.
You're gonna do it right.
What I'm saying is, for me, the black intellect would be, whatever it is you're doing, let's say, that would be maybe harmful to the black community and even harmful to yourself. Always make sure that you've got an M plan to get out, which will be beneficial for your family and the black community.
Trust me.
You get what I'm saying?
Get your entrepreneur up.
The scales where it's a selfish thing and it's just, boy, you want to be on par with this man who's got this rich thing and da 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 da.
Let me drop the the articulate version of it, okay? Once you construct your business plan, make sure you understand that there's barriers to entries and barriers to exit, right? But that means you also need to make sure you have your exit strategy in operation and understand what barriers there could be in there, right? And these could be your how can I put it, your threats. So, okay, do you know about SWOT analysis? Make sure you understand a SWOT analysis. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Make sure you analyze the system well, okay? And know when it's time to get out. Don't go over that limit. We used to go to casino like every night, But we know that, okay, this is the limit, because you can stay in casino all night long, all right? As soon as I make $3,000, that's it, I'm bouncing. But sometimes, you made you made like 4 bags because you kind of went over on something. Like, you're going to continue playing. After you've gone over 4 bags, you now realize that, I'm at the cash point during that 5 bills. At the cash point during that another 3 bills. Like, stop that. Make sure you have your exit strategy. If you're going to gamble, make sure you have your exit strategy. If you're going to be on road, make sure you have your exit strategy. Make sure you got your plan of operation every day. Before you leave your house, make sure you check. You know your vision board? Yeah. Make sure you check off your vision board, but you also have to have your plan of actions for the day. Make sure you check off that task. Check it off, check it off, check it off. And every single time you check off one of those tasks, make sure you celebrate yourself. Make sure you give yourself praise and accolade. What's the word? Give me my accolade. Give yourself your accolade, And realize, sometimes stop stressing yourself and stop going over the boundaries. Stop. Once you finish your stuff, stop. Don't go beyond that. That's how you get yourself into trouble. But anyway, sorry, let me continue. I'm just trying to get my roadman them up on par, Because sometimes they might be looking at other roadman, and they're trying to get information from them roadman. I'm like, don't do that, brother. Don't do that. Look at the other roadman, that you won't even think is a roadman. That's where you should get your knowledge from. But go on.
But this is, what I'm saying is it all has to be related to collective black empowerment. Do you get what I'm saying? Yep. So unless we're looking at it from the perspective of black empowerment, then whatever you're trying to do, for me, will be a problem for us. Because it means you're working selfishly. Do you get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you go to jail, that's a strain on your brethren, that's a strain on your family, that's a strain here and there. Do you get what I'm saying? Strain on your kids now, they have to come visit you.
Sorry, brother, that man's out,
Safe travel, you, sir.
Bless you.
Bless family, man. Yeah, man, for real.
Hey, Kalam's corner, baby. Be safe.
Save up. I'm out.
Hey, no.
For me, it's about identity. For instance, we have a value system. Where did it come from?
Love.
Do we value driving certain cars where we spend so much money on because somebody gave us a certain standard that we must look like? How valuable is not the product, but the mentality in relation to what we really want? If we don't even know ourselves as an original people, how do you know what you're supposed to want? You don't understand life. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is, for me, that's what I'm injecting at first. Because at the end of the day, what a lot of people are doing today.
Sorry, I need to stop you. I gotta go.
Bless
Yeah.
you, brother.
Alright?
Take care.
Love.
Bless.
Next time.
Hey, yo, COE, make sure you get it in, yeah? Callum's corner, yeah? The original. This is why, yeah? I make sure that Issa's always here in Callum's corner. Because he originated it. Time CD would be nowhere if it wasn't for Issa. And the Most High. And the ancestors. Love.
Bless, fam. Bless.
I'm just saying that for me,
Value systems.
our value systems. Most people, they work like people that will get out of a vehicle, have people pushing it from behind, and steering the wheel with their hands. That means somebody's dictating what you should do. Somebody says, the great whoever told you to do A, B, C, D. What you need to do is get the person, the original black man, to function on his nature, and he will know what to do in economics. He will know that he would have to work for his people because he's functioning naturally. These people are functioning naturally. You don't need to go and tell them, oh, when you're doing a shop, well, look for your first cousin and who's good at business in that. Look for your other cousin and this brethren and that family who's married into that. They do that naturally because they're operating according to what? The nature of what a human being does. You're supposed to look at resources. People, we used to say, oh, they're greedy for money. No, you need to survive. And you look at your environment, you assess your environment, right, how can I survive and still keep my morals? Because when you go out and mess up your morals, then that's the first step or the set of steps to destroying whatever it is you're trying to build. You might be selfish in your thing, but that's going to have ripple effects for your family and other people's family. You get me? So that selfish thing where we're not part of a people, that's the one thing. Whenever I'm talking about black Muslims, these stinky people don't want to hear it, bruv. They don't want to hear it, bruv. They stink. Their attitude stinks. They lie.
I'm out and sprayed everything. Sprayed out the place.
You can still smell the stinky.
Sprayed out the place.
Savage monkey and beast. You can still smell them.
Explain to him. The silly savage monkey. Explain him.
You really want to hear that? You don't want to hear that, bro. Don't worry. I'm just saying.
That's not positive still. That's not positive.
No, it's not. It's called psychological self-defense. Because I'm just saying that's why I say these things. If you knew, imagine a neo-Nazi coming down here, and he's doing all of this thing with his hand.
Say that again.
A neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
And he's coming here talking about Hitler and whatever else, and he's promoting that thing. Your angle, if you heard a black man cussing that guy, you would understand, wouldn't you?
If I heard a black guy cussing that guy.
Cussing the Nazi.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine now a neo-Nazi coming down and not telling you. Or he's saying basically he believes in Jesus and I'm placing it all nicey. Come to what I'm saying. But in the scenario, the black people are the most inferior. It sounds nice and religious. You understand? You reject it, but he's giving you the God construct.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand what a neo-Nazi is for starters.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a new
The
concept.
new age Nazi.
Yeah,
Okay.
New age Nazi.
So
Neo
Neo
is
just
new.
means new.
Yeah, okay, fair play, yeah.
So it's like the modern day version of the Hitler movement in a sense.
Yeah.
So I'm saying their goal is to create an Aryan race, a pure Aryan race. One of that is to eradicate all
other races.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they want to start with us.
Yeah.
Because our genes are the most powerful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even though they won't say, oh, did they say that?
Huh?
Did they admit that? That part there?
Well,
our
in
genes
their
are the
genetics,
most-
because they accepted Darwin.
They admit that, yeah?
Yeah, so
okay.
I mean, yeah.
You
Because at
said
the end of the
you
day,
said that before.
I don't know about them admitting it though.
no, but I'm saying it's just something observable.
I know that's
See,
a fact.
because you observe it.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you might get, I don't know, because it's something so observable, they might not have to admit it. You get me? Because I'm saying, I see some mixed race picnic, and they look like the mother.
Well, I suppose they have with that one drop thing. It's like one drop rule or something. All that kind of shit. So I suppose indirectly they're admitting it through them kind of things.
No,
I suppose.
I hear that.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
But
yeah,
what my
yeah.
point is, I'm saying the Sunni religion is even worse than the neo-Nazis. I'm sorry. I was just no, because it come up to you'll see how important it is. I know what you lot think it's religion. I'm talking. It's not. I'm
I want to
saying.
hear, man, Carl. You showed me some different
I hear
things
what you're
still, man.
saying.
I thought it was a religion he was talking, and when Kalam didn't say anything because he told me that he's not following any religion, I was kind of like, is he agreeing with you or not?
It's-
Like, it
no,
sounded
no.
like he was agreeing with you.
What it is, I'm saying that when you check it, any human ideology is a religion.
But everyone's following.
Because
If everyone starts following.
I'm saying even atheism,
Yeah.
because the human structure of thinking has these 4 basic things: a philosophy of life, a moral system, a value system, and then how you put that into practice. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So as long as you have these 4, which is the 4th one, ritualistic and so on, that's a religion. They might mask it and say these are religions and these are not.
Yeah.
But they're the same damn thing in practice.
No, religion is just a belief
So,
system, right?
No, but loads of things, bruv. Even an atheist, he doesn't know what the scientists are really saying, so he believes in them.
For real.
You talk to other people, they don't know what a molecule really is. You ask them to break it, they ain't got a bloody clue.
Yep.
So they're believing, just that, don't get me wrong,
Based on faith.
you might have more reason to believe it because you've got a device
Yeah,
based
less
upon
faith,
that thing.
but faith more.
Based on no
nonetheless,
knowledge.
Oh, this is what I'm saying to you. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if somebody does experiments with it, then you can say, you know what? Yeah, I can see how that works, and you study it.
Yeah,
Just like even in religion, so you can study certain things. But they're taking you, let's say, with religion out of yourself, just information and knowledge. How about where you use, for instance, verses of the Quran for auto-hypnosis? So if you're a person that's smoking or drinking, there are certain verses in the Quran which you recite, let's say at a certain time of day or a certain prayer of day, several times. And then you just find that you no longer desire to drink. You no longer desire to smoke.
Is that to do with tonal frequencies?
It's tonal
Because
frequency.
I heard Brother
it's-
Polite talk about that in terms of meditation and
Exactly
the way
that.
they used to talk before the diacritic, when they used to talk, when he was using the ancient languages,
The
they
ancient
did, not
syllable.
diacritic, when they didn't have the vowels, they would go. When it was only consonants and they weren't using the vowels, there was a certain way they were speaking and using their mouth differently, which gave off certain frequencies, which allowed us to then talk
Vibrations.
in the same manner, in the correct manner
Yeah.
to the Most High.
Okay.
That's the way he dropped it.
It's vowels are what allow the consonants to move.
Okay.
In the sense of, if you have an well, A is a vowel anyway, but if you have a H sound, you can ha, hu, and hi. So you need the vowels to. What do you say? How do you-
IOU, you need all that.
Right,
all the
you
vowels
need
in
the
it.
vowels to pronounce the consonants.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
But all these languages were used in Arabic and including the Heretic from the Egyptian,
right.
and I think Aramaic. They were all used originally without the vowels.
No, we're talking about the writing.
Oh no, actually, yeah, it's
So
the
there's
writing.
the
So they
writing
still
script.
pronounce them. With,
They pronounce them normally. Yeah, then the pronounces.
Pronounce
is
them
it
with the-
possible
with
to
the
pronounce
vowels.
them without the
Bruv, even now, if
Yeah,
you
that's
go
what I
and
was
see,
thinking.
without the.
Yeah, is it
Bruv,
possible to pronounce
I'd
a
have to
word
double
without
check
the
that
vowel?
one.
Like,
No,
I'd have to-
you
I'd have
can't.
to double check.
The vowels are there. Okay, in Arabic, the word harakat, which means vowel, means motion,
Okay.
because it's what gives the consonant motion.
Okay.
You can't, if you've got certain letters that are not vowels, you can't pronounce it, because you either need a ha, a he, or a hu. You need a vowel to pronounce the word.
Probably,
Khair,
yeah.
mit.
I think I just remember him saying it, describing it as tonal languages. I probably got the
Tonal-
vowel
right,
situation.
no,
Yeah,
bro,
he just said there
no,
was
no, I know
the
exactly
ancient
what you
language
mean.
were tonal
I know what
languages.
you mean.
What it is-
Yeah,
I know what you
so
mean.
they're not like the
It's-
English languages
right,
that don't
it's more-
make certain frequencies redundant and therefore don't stimulate.
That's why I said
certain parts
vibrations.
of
The
the
way,
brain.
the way that you move
Yeah.
your tongue and your
Yeah,
throat,
yeah.
yeah.
So I probably got the
created
vowel
a
thing
certain
wrong. Yeah.
vibration.
So I think I got
so
the
it
vowel
wasn't
thing wrong.
it wasn't necessarily a sound. It was more of like a motion. An
Yes.
actual motion that came up like
Yeah.
that you can't see with your or hear with your physical mouth or your ears. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah.
So
yeah.
if I said something but I didn't make a sound of it, but I let off a vibration,
Yeah.
that will ripple effect through the
And hence
universe.
the and all those kind of
It's-
sounds.
What it is, there's also the breathing rate, because you have to remember that your breathing rate has a proportional signature, if you like, in relation to your heartbeat,
Okay.
and also your state of consciousness.
Okay.
So the slower you breathe, the slower your heartbeat. Your consciousness gets withdrawn back to what you call your dream realm, your dream realm, yeah, your sleep realm, but your dream world, so to speak. So when you become an expert in meditation, You heard of what's that? That's that thing, lucid dreaming. You heard of that?
Yeah.
Where you're conscious.
Is that to do with REM?
That's like me when I
It's
have
similar
a
to that.
sleep paralysis.
Okay.
It's like a
It's
similar thing to
It's
that.
the lucid dreaming is
Or
where
daydreaming.
No. Daydream is where you're awake anyway,
Yeah.
and you're kind of
Fully awake.
you're
But you
gone
just-
away. You're not aware of your
Sidetracked.
surroundings,
Yeah,
right? Lucid dreaming is where you're asleep, but you're conscious. You're dreaming. So you're actually.
yeah,
It's
actually,
like,
yeah.
I know I'm dreaming,
When
and
you
you're like,
try and
right.
wake yourself up
And you,
when you have a bad
you
dream.
can do, if it's bad. Obviously, you
yeah,
want to wake up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
you know
if it's good.
You know it's a dream because it's that bad. Like, I know it's a dream now. You're on about that sort of thing.
But
Sorry
I
for
was
interrupting.
talking more on a good note where you know you're dreaming and you want to do stuff, you want to investigate. And normally when you want to do something, you wake up. Like if it's something that you really enjoy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying this is how it works.
Like,
in a
go
lot.
check that girl again.
Thinking to say anyway, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, right, man. See man's mind. Yeah? Anyway, right. I'm saying imagine doing that consciously. So you sit down and you go into that trance state. Now this is where you pronounce the tones in relation to your breathing rate. That's what we call the recitation of the Quran.
Okay.
So not only do you have the breathing rate, the state of consciousness, the sacred sounds of the Arabic and the vowels, but you also have not only the literal meaning, but the several levels of meaning of the words in the Quran.
Okay.
So the verses. And I'm saying this is where, when you understand the different levels of your consciousness that are working, so you can keep going up and up, yeah, within who you are. Because these lot that are manipulating us would be, imagine you're driving down or driving through London. They've got messages all over in their imagery, talking to your subconscious. You don't even know what the hell it's telling you. You've got this statue here, and it's saying something to your most ancient part of your
subconscious,
brain. Because the most ancient part of your brain
What they call the reptilian thing,
was
right?
that reptilian, but then there's the mammalian,
Okay.
right? Because the reptilian is, they call it that because it's like a snake. It's just instinctual.
Yeah.
The
It's
comprehension
the early,
part,
the earliest part that we
Right.
had when we were supposed to be reptile, kind of.
this is the part of that brain just mainly is the instinctual thing. You're very rigid, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
you know, like a
yeah,
snake.
Yeah.
The mammalian deals with, example, if you find in Kemet a dog head on a human body, part of what it symbolizes is a part of the human brain which is dominant in the dog. So we have a part of our brain that can hear a sound but doesn't comprehend meaning. It doesn't process meaning. Just like a dog, you teach it the word sit, it's not philosophizing on the origin of the word, the meaning.
yeah.
It translates
Going
that
with the sound.
sound to an action. And this is what these lot home in. When these lot are controlling their zombies, they're telling them words, action. You understand? Kemet was a master at this, so was Kush. When they talk about all these religions come from Kemet, I'm saying the closest to the Islam of the Quran is Kush.
Okay.
Because it was the Kushites that were in Arabia all the way to India. Do you
Okay.
get me?
Yep,
And
yep.
they do not want you to know about that because Kemet come from there.
Lion and Judah.
Do
and
you
all them
understand?
things
Bro, even before, I mean, it's the same principle,
Yeah.
but Kush is where you find they were all black.
there. Okay.
Do you understand? That's why they don't want to talk about that. They deal with Kemet because it was mixing.
Okay.
So they can
That got
squeeze
something to
themselves
do
in
with
there.
Bilal's granddad.
No, this is way before Kemet, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Okay,
way
yeah,
bef-
yeah.
This is thousands of years before Kemet. Sudan, Nubia, them areas there, they went all over the globe, bro. So you'll find their
When it was
remnants.
a global empire. Yeah.
You will find their remnants in China, in Europe, in India, Indus Kush, and these various things, bro. We were all over the globe. They are afraid of us reactivating, so to speak,
And that potential
way
that we've
of-
had. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I think.
And I'm
That's what
saying-
I think.
I feel like
I'm
you should be
saying-
careful about what you're saying then sometimes, like,
Nah, it wouldn't-
especially if you put it on video. and
Because they
saying-
don't believe it's going to happen again. They don't believe it's going to happen again. They're so
Well, they're-
even
but
we've
this
gone
is the
so
thing.
far back.
This is the thing, like,
Who does believe it's
this
going to
is the
happen
thing,
again?
this is the thing.
We're at that stage, but
They're,
bro,
they're,
I mean,
away,
people
they're,
are saying
they've gone,
this
they're,
anyway.
they're
People are
further
saying
away
Yeah.
from believing it's going to happen. Like, they know when it's going to happen because they'll see it happen because we'll do something stupid by like showing that we can do it.
No, brother. Listen, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
No,
There's a thing called prophecy, yeah?
yeah.
And it's not like, what they believe is that certain prophecies will happen. But how they will happen
How will they manifest? Yeah.
and what benefit they can get while it's happening.
Okay.
So for instance, if they can't stop the rising or resurrection of the consciousness and power of the black man,
Yeah.
they will say, all right, how do we benefit from that? Because we can't stop it. But rather than us just topple and be nothing,
Yeah.
let's just stick to their side and say, boy, well, give us a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they do have a choice. In one way, you're going to be crushed by that rising,
fight
or
or
you're going to be
surrender.
coming aside and benefiting. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
That makes more sense.
We look at power based upon what they have with their military might. But they're fully aware that the biggest and most powerful thing is human consciousness. They're fully aware of that. That's why
Is that what Trump all of that shit? Yeah, for
with
real.
us in particular, they're so focused on make sure that
The
black
sleeping
people
giant, right?
does not come in tune with what his structure is about. That's one thing that divert everything.
Regaining
When you
that
get to
strength.
it, divert your left. When you get to it, divert your right. All the time.
Deep.
Do you get me?
Deep.
But
In conjunction
like
with
you
the,
said, I'm
in
not gonna
conjunction
go
with the
into that
continent.
one.
Yeah, in conjunction with the continent.
bruv, the planet.
Well, the whole planet, yeah, for real. Earthlings, as Earthlings.
We had a good
As
thing with
Earthlings.
still.
For real, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
peace,
Peace
man.
and love,
Content over
everybody.
everything.
Assalamu alaikum.
Content
Bam.
over everything.
Until next
Still.
time.
Done,
Don't
done.
trust the
Hey,
stick kicking out. Anyway.
Content over everything. From now to
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to
As
ITV.
you know, me and Hassan was gonna beef.
Listen.
And I didn't mean to beef Hassan, so I told Isa, look, me and Hassan was gonna beef. Isa said to me, listen, bruv, Mo, you can't do this. You can't be beefing people over things, yeah? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. You have to think of it intellectually. You have to talk in an intellectual direction. So then I thought, alright,
Basically what I was saying to the brother was that when somebody's criticizing Islam or has some criticisms or emotionally responds,